What is going on, guys? Today we are going to go through all prices of the best meta wingers. So we're going to start off, we've got what, like 20,000 to 50,000, 50 to 100, 100 to 250, and yada yada. We'll go through them as we go, but obviously at the bottom of the chain, some nice cards most definitely. I have got a few fan favorites that I'll point out in each category of the price, and it is all down to what do you have to spend. In terms of some cards, we've got a lot at a good value at this point in the game. So if you are looking to spend just a little bit of coins to upgrade your team, if you're brand new to the game or just generally not trying that hard, then these are some of the cards that are going to be worth it. Corona is a great one. We've gone with obviously the upgraded one, as you can get that done quite quickly, and the original 92 is only coming in at about 22,500 coins. Already a 5-star, both versions. I think that is an absolute steal to try and get. Di Maria being another great shout at 30,000, originally a centre forward, but you can put him as a right wing, and I've always liked him as that right wing, left wing, as obviously he's normally got a very good 5-star skill move, and it was always the weak foot that kind of let him off a little bit, whereas now with the moments, we've got a bit of an increase. We've got a few other shapeshifters in the mix with Sol Campbell. Again, not a bad option if you wanted to change your team completely. Maybe have some players in a completely different position. For instance, Sol Campbell as left wing rather than a centre-back. Tolisso as a left mid. And then also Enesre, I think is how you pronounce his name, obviously going from a striker to a left wing. Weak foot a little bit off there, but I think you could still make that work. We do obviously have quite a few other team of the seasons, and it's predominantly what's going to be in the list, as that is what's killing it right now. A few more, well, more of the minor leagues, more so than the major, but we do have the likes of Sane and obviously Cordoba and Stravezza in the back line there. Teller being another great shout for an English right mid. We also then have Davidson, Vela, and also Mario and Kudus. Some good options that are coming in very cheap. And like I say, with a lot of these, pace is normally the attribute. But I wouldn't be too blinded from just out-and-out pace. As remember, them fullbacks now all pretty much have the 95 to 99 pace as well. So it's not going to work as much as previous. You kind of need a shapeshifter, something with an all-round bonus, and that's why I think Corona for me is going to be the number one shout here. So on to the second list, we have now, I believe this is from 51,000 all the way up to, I want to say 100,000, and we've got a few very good players here. I haven't put many SBCs unless they are still available, so if you've watched this on the day of release or the day after, you should still technically be able to go and get Sterling as well. Very, very cheap. I put the higher rated version in purely for the fact if you're going to get the 92, you might as well get the upgraded version with them level ups. But we do have some nice cards. John Barnes is one that I've kind of put there. 5-star, 4-star. If you're really struggling then and maybe want an icon, he's kind of in the back burner. But I think everybody else, bar from maybe Pedro Goncalves, as obviously he is more of a super sub unless you are running with a bit more of a Portuguese team, which I think you definitely can at this point. There is a very good amount of Portuguese players if we had a look at them. But Martinelli, great super sub if you wanted more pace / dribbling. Saka can kind of play both positions, left wing or right wing. So again, that is always another great card with some good versatility. Son and Sterling are probably going to be my fan favorites here. Mainly the price for Son, 57,000 coins, is incredible. Coming in cheaper than Saka, which is just nuts in itself. And Sterling, probably my favorite, which makes sense that two out of the lists that we've done, both of them are being leveled up. But the fact that you can get him for 70,000 coins, have a 92 as fodder, and then have a 95 with a 4-5, I'm never going to argue with it. I'd like to tell you about skycoach.gg. They offer many features within the FIFA franchise, from FIFA coins to FIFA Weekend League boosts, from trusted sellers, pro players, and are the best prices on the market currently. They have fast delivery, high quality services, lots of games, and also a cashback program. The more coins you buy, the more eligible you are for cashback options. So if you want to buy FIFA coins at the best price, click the link in the description of this video. It will be active promo code for 10% discount from my subscribers. All you have to use is the code JT11 at the checkout to receive this bonus. On to the video. We then have a little bit more between the 101 and 250,000 budget. This is where we start to get into the point where I feel like a lot of these could get you through most of the game. They're still not quite the top of the top, which honestly, the list at the top is incredible, so definitely wait for that. But in terms of the I call it wing free, so this is the third tier of price, we have some nice cards. So starting at the bottom, Frankowski as obviously a shapeshifter, just over the budget at 103, so he might drop under and over. Incredible player, premium shapeshifter, so doesn't need any links, which is always perfect, and is absolutely rapid. Harry Kewell and Pires in their time have been absolutely outstanding for the left wing role, and I do think they have somewhat dropped off in terms of what people actually want in their team now, but you could still get a very good shout from both of them. I do think the team of the seasons in terms of Jota, definitely more super sub, or like I said with Pedro, if you are kind of running a Portuguese team, if you did somehow have a Renato Sanchez, a Ronaldo team of the season, and technically level up with obviously Renato, that could be a very good attacking unit right there. But in terms of Coman, just under Diaby in my opinion. I don't normally get on with him massively, and the 5-3 is a little bit less than what I'd want, as normally Mane is my super sub for the left mid. He is incredible. Dribbling is amazing, the agility on him is perfect, but then also has a crazy amount of speed and a very good shot on goal. Very good at the cut-in, and that is why I really like Mane as a left mid, left wing, rather than necessarily a striker. Diaby this year has definitely taken over. We loved his road to the final, I think it was. That was a great card. Went up to 91. At one point, it looked like he was going to be the same rating as his team of the season, but he has definitely come up trumps with this extra upgrade. And Gnabry very much... Oh, he's an SBC, so let's disregard Gnabry. Then, obviously, Richarlison. With Richarlison, 5-5, definitely not used as much as I thought he would be. In terms of the card, I don't think I've seen him very often, which, looking at him in terms of stats and how we've seen shapeshifters evolve from goalkeeper to striker, striker to centre mid, to centre back to right wing, they have definitely got it right this year. A lot of the shapeshifters are complete endgame, and I do think for the 200,000 coins, you could get away with Richarlison for not spending another dime. Great pace, physicality is there, great dribbling. You can move him up to the attacking role in game if you wanted. As a striker, he would definitely still do the business, and is my number one shout in this tier. Just a measly 2 players in the 250 to 500,000 budget. Salah, 478, and also Garrincha coming in at 300. Obviously, Garrincha does have a higher version, but a 98 rated striker at over 10 mil, I think, or maybe just under now. It's not the price range really for the right wings, but the prime still will do the business. 5-star, 4-star, very good price for him. And same with Salah, I must admit, he is in the team at the moment and he has been absolutely exceptional. The only problem with Salah is that 3-star weak foot will always live rent-free, but with Salah I like cutting in, so it's not too much of an issue. There's very little reasons that I'd need to go with the right foot, and obviously if I did get a 5-star, we could obviously change him out really. As there was a shed load in the higher tier, which we've got one more to go, this is between 501,000 and a million coins. And to be honest, again, with a lot of these are all endgames in themselves. Jairzinho's prime, even his mid and his base are still holding impeccable price. To say icons have come down, he is one of the ones that has really stepped up this year and has kind of taken the right wing away from Garrincha and Best. If you think about it, Best has managed to get another version on top of his prime, and it is still 400k cheaper than the prime of the original Jairzinho. That is absolutely levels. Van Persie is just beautiful in himself. We love the shapeshifter icons. Kvaratskhelia, beautiful again, and also Rodrigo from the community team of the season. It's a hard choice between these 4-5, because obviously if we're looking at right wing and left wing, then I'm thinking Van Persie's my number one there, and Kvaratskhelia is the only technical left wing, even though Best can go left wing as well. And I think they are of the higher value, 740 and 590 to be honest. For Van Persie, if you've given him a go, you know how clean that card is. There is only a couple of other icons that I would go above him, and they have been obviously upgraded as well. But I do think if I'm going for a left wing, right wing pick for these two, Van Persie's got to be my right wing. Love Jairzinho, but his top version will always be the better one. Van Persie's better than Best, and Rodrigo, it just doesn't compete. And Kvaratskhelia is the only left wing. And then we have the breadwinners, the top of the top left wing, right wings. We're going to start the votings off. David Beckham as the right mid. Yes, I do think he is better in the middle of SBC, but you can go get him on the market as well. He is a phenomenal card if used right. I don't think he's necessarily a pacey right wing. If we're looking at the difference between him and, say, Al Waran, Henry, Eto'o, pace-wise, he's not going to compete. So I've kind of chucked him in as kind of a light Beckham as a right mid, but he is centre mid through and through. Love him there, but a big upgrade for our man Bex, and a cover of obviously the new FIFA, which is going to be interesting to see how much love he gets in that game. Al Waran has been our champion for this year. We've had his World Cup, obviously his normal heroes, and now the fantasy foot. He has been a cracking card throughout, and I do think this one's always worth a shout. Still coming in at 1.5 as well, just shows the value of this card. Leao, Rashford, Vinny, Neymar, Kvaratskhelia just under now. They are all the left wings that we wanted throughout Team of the Season, and I do think they have kept value so very, very high. I would say with Leao and obviously Rashford, both similar sort of price at 1.5 and 1.9. Both of them can be versatile in their striking aspect as well. Bigger strikers, obviously got a bit more physicality than your likes of Vinny and Neymar, who are more your nimble dribbling players. It's a very interesting dynamic to see the difference between them two, but all of them can play both positions. Obviously, with Neymar, he is going to be that nostalgic fan favourite, one of my favourite dribblers alongside Ronaldinho, so they are going to take a fan vote of myself because I love them too in the game. Vinny definitely coming up trumps with this card though. 95 Team of the Season, just that little bit more expensive than Neymar, and obviously he's had a few versions now. Foot Birthday, obviously the Team of the Year Honourable, as well as a 90 that I cannot remember which version that actually was, but this two versions of them, all of these are Endgame. You could pick any of them. Maybe not Beckham as a right wing, but as a right mid, they are end games in themselves. We do have a Bruno here as well as a 97 shapeshifter, 5-star, 4-star, which is always nice, but I do like him more as a cam, but he can play that left wing because the pace increase, the dribbling, the shooting and passing as well is just worked perfectly. But we have my 4 favourite icons here. Ronaldinho is my favourite icon on the game. It's always been that way. Obviously, the Team of the Year is the one I really want, and I really hope they give us the 85 times 15 at the end of footies, as well as then a repeatable icon pack that we can just keep slamming, because that card will be in my team by the end of the game, even if I only get 5 games with him. I want a Ronaldinho. I'll take his prime at this point. Eto'o is one of my favourite right wings that came out before Henry, because Henry is just a joke in himself, but 1.8 mil for this Eto'o is just cheap as chips. If you're looking at the difference between the Henry, who's 8 mil, and Eto'o, take the money of the 2 mil. Henry is immense in himself, but 8 million is a lot to fork out for a player, whereas Eto'o will be endgame for you. A 5'5 Eto'o with a left foot, can cut in on his left, obviously has a left wing that can cut in on his right. He is perfect. And then, talking about perfection, Pele 99 and 98 shapeshifter, Henry and Pele. Honestly, I don't know what to say other than they are the best icons we've seen so far. I would say in terms of Pele, he normally has this sort of version. We've got a 98 cam as a prime, so it's not really a massive step up because we know this card's already fantastic anyway. But Henry has never had any love. His moments is always okay, but this card is exceeding expectations. A 5'5", left foot to obviously cut in from the right, so they have changed his favourite foot, but also the balance is upgraded. Everything else has had a massive boost. He is a perfect Henry card that we would have loved as a striker, but right wing will do. I can move him in game. He is perfection for an Henry, and that is going to be my list. So let me know down below if there's anybody else you have a shout at, and also if there is any that I've missed out that you obviously have in your team still to this day. Apart from that, make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll catch you all for the next one. Peace.